Info Plus for genuine information.
आजको कार्यक्रममा मालदिप्सका लागि अनररी कन्सुलेट सँग हामीले संक्षिप्त कुराकानी गरेका छौं। मालदिप्सबाट नेपालले के सिक्न सक्छ? मालदिप्समा 5000 भन्दा बढी नेपालीहरू पुगेका छन् र उनीहरूले खास गरी पर्यटन, होटल व्यवस्थापन जस्ता विषयवस्तुहरूमा आफ्नो दक्षता हासिल गरी त्यही उत्कृष्ट परफर्मेन्स समेत गरिरहेका छन्। यसै सन्दर्भमा हामीले संक्षिप्त कुराकानी अब यहाँहरू समक्ष प्रस्तुत गर्न लागेका छौं।
Info Plus.
यहाँलाई कार्यक्रममा स्वागत छ। खास गरी हामीले सार्कका विभिन्न मुलुकका महामहिमहरूसँग उहाँहरूको भनाई नेपाल र उक्त देशको सम्बन्धको बीचमा रहेर हामीले धेरै प्रसङ्गहरू नियमित रूपमा हाम्रो यो कार्यक्रम मार्फत उठाइरहेका छौँ। यहाँलाई नेपाल र मालदिप्सको सम्बन्धको विषयमा तपाईँ कसरी हेर्नुहुन्छ?
सबभन्दा पहिला त मालदिभ्स भन्ने ठाउँ एसियाको सबभन्दा सानो कन्ट्री हो। पपुलेसन चाहिँ नेपालको भनौँ न लगभग 100th भए पनि त्यसको जिडिपी चाहिँ नेपालभन्दा 30% मात्र छ। पर क्यापिटा इन्कम भने चाहिँ नेपालभन्दा 10 गुणा धेरै छ। मालदिभ्सले आफ्नो नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस जस्तो कि फिसरिज भयो, अर्को कुरा टुरिज्म बेस्ड यसरी मार्केट गर्नलाई सक्सेसफुल भएको छ कि त्यो एउटा नेपालको लागि ठुलो लेसन पनि हो। कसरी हामीले सिक्न सक्छौँ कि मालदिभ्स जस्तो कन्ट्रीमा एउटा $50 को कोठा बन्छ, $5000 पनि कोठा त्यही पनि हुन्छ। पोजिसनिङ भन्छ नि, प्रडक्ट पोजिसनिङ मालदिभ्सलाई जसरी ओसन दिएछ, लगुन्स दिएछ, वाटरको क्रिचर्सहरू दिएछ, त्यस्तै हामीलाई नेपालमा माउन्टेन्स र भेजिटेसन दिएछ, एग्रो प्रडक्ट्स दिएछ, त्यस्तै खालको वाइल्ड लाइफ एनिमल्स र प्रडक्ट्स पनि दिएछ।
मालदिप्सले विकास गरेको चाहिँ त्यसका दृष्टान्तहरू, एक्जाम्पल्सहरू चाहिँ के हुन सक्छ जुन नेपालले सिक्न सक्छ?
Sure, just before that I'll give you a small backdrop of it.
Please.
Maldives population is about 330,000. Nepal's population is 30 million. Maldives GDP is approximately $2.3 billion. Nepal's is $10 billion. Nepal's per capita income is about $600. Maldives is $8,300. With such a small population, such a small land mass, Maldives is able to capitalize on its natural resources of fisheries as well as tourism. Maldives, apart from being Asia's smallest country, is also regarded as one of the world's most beautiful countries. A fully Islam country, a country that was once a province of the Dutch, Portuguese, and until 1965 by the British, became independently very recently in the world's history. So in such a short period of time, the way Maldives has positioned its hotel, like let's say the tourism based, which Nepal can learn. Like if Maldives has the world's most beautiful ocean, we have waters, Nepal has the world's most beautiful mountains. If in the waters, Maldives can have a $50 room and a $5,000 room, Nepal can also position itself learning from countries like Maldives as well as Bhutan. Even a country like Bhutan, you have rooms where your per night is $1,000 a night. Why can't we do Nepal? So I think one thing we can definitely learn from Maldives is the way we categorize and position tourism. Second thing we can learn from Maldives is the way they have sustained and continuously grown their fisheries industries, which has now become a huge factor for exporter worldwide. We can also look at various herbal, Ayurvedic, organic, forestry products which are only available in such high altitude as Nepal that can go around the world. Today we only know of a product like Yashargumba that goes in China, Japan. A kg of Yashargumba sells in thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Like that we have thousands of other such products. We should be able to invest in the R&D for those products and be able to have that vision to come up with a finished product or at least sell in raw materials by investing in research and development for third world countries. The third thing is that despite Nepal being gone through a political insurgency, through a turbulence, Maldives also through its neighboring country like Sri Lanka has had that spillover effect. In Sri Lanka, like they had the insurgency for LGTQ insurgency. So the dynamics are the same. The natural resources that God has gifted is the same. But yet even now, Maldives has a per capita income which is 10 times more of Nepal. The GDP is, 1/3 of Nepal, but the population is 1/100th. That means it's been able to position itself, have political stability, even when the world has 9/11 or other political problems. People used to stop going to luxury destination, but no one stopped going to Maldives because they gave the tourists a peaceful message that Maldives is a peaceful country, that Maldives believes in promoting its culture, its beauty around it, preserving and protecting its water animals. And by 2019, Maldives has committed of becoming a carbon neutral country.
Yes.
So these are something which are, even being the smallest amongst the countries of the world, is making some of the boldest statements, which is in line with the world's today problems of global warming.
Global warming, yes.
So I think it is Maldives, there's a lot for Nepal to learn from Maldives,
Being
as well as Maldives to learn from Nepal from its mistakes as well.
Being as a member of SAARC, how does Maldives see as a Nepal as a country?
Well, Maldives really values SAARC nations and countries, and Nepal being the headquarters for SAARC, I think it has the highest, utmost regard for a country like Nepal, especially because it's also between two superpowers of the world. So geographically location also, it knows that Nepal's got a huge potential in the future. In terms of Maldives, lot of students every year from Maldives come to Nepal to study medicine, to become doctors, to practice in various government hospitals in Nepal, as well as about 5,000 Nepalese also in Maldives, working in resorts, working in various government ministries, all of that. So right now I don't think, except for a natural organic employment being exchanged, there's not much more that is happening. But my plan is, now that Nepal will go through a political stability and tourism will increase, my plan is to make Nepal and Maldives, connect them where a tourist can experience the world's highest point to the world's lowest point, to the most beautiful mountain to the world's most scenic oceans as well. So at two countries connecting is my goal, which I want to do, which I think will benefit Nepal and Maldives to a great extent.
Okay, have you worked out for that?
Yes, I've started. The first key thing, the two basic elements for that. Nepal has its natural beauties and its tourism is being developed. Maldives tourism is already developed to a large extent. So what I need to do, which I'm doing as an honorary consul general, is I'm creating, and I've already started talking to the process of direct airline connectivity. Nepal being a SAARC country, SAARC secretarial headquarters, according to the SAARC charter and rule, Nepal has to fly directly to other SAARC nations. That's the rule.
Which we don't have at the moment.
But there was a time when Royal Nepal used to fly direct to Maldives. So I want to revive that, if not through Nepal Airlines, then through maybe Maldivian Air, which is becoming very popular worldwide. So I'm trying to get Maldivian Air to Nepal so that we can have a direct connection. Number two is, I've already started talking. Maldives elections has just happened. There's a new government in power. So I've already started talking to few people in the higher authorities that how can we have bilateral talks for improving economic trade and prosperity between the two countries.
SAARCमा हामीले हेर्यौं भने श्रीलङ्का जुन यहाँले एक्जाम्पल दिनुभएको छ, त्यही पोलिटिकल एउटा डिस्कोर्स पार गरेर अहिले डेभलपमेन्टको अर्को एउटा फेजमा छ। भुटान नै यहाँले एक्जाम्पल दिनुभएको छ, मालदिप्सकै कुरा छ। नेपालले त्यो लेभलमा ग्रो गर्नको लागि, नेपालको त्यो लेभलमा पोजिसनिङ हुनको लागि, हाउ अप्टिमिस्टिक यु आर that our positioning will be in that level what we were talking about Maldives, Sri Lanka and Bhutan.
Being in Nepal, someone who believes in the potential of Nepal, someone who is taking a driving seat in building Nepal, I have no choice but to be positive. But why has Sri Lanka, let's say Bhutan and Maldives that you talked about, has gone into a growth, economic, political growth? Because there's been strong leadership over there. If you see, right after the LTT war, we had strong leadership from Honorable President Mahinda Rajapaksa. He pretty much runs Sri Lanka with a dictatorship, authoritative style, but it's a democracy. That means the decision making, as long as it's for the growth of Sri Lanka, there's no bureaucracy, there's no corruption. He goes ahead and makes a decision. That's why Sri Lanka is almost on a double-digit growth. Similarly in Bhutan, it's the royal family who had such strong leadership that invited democracy. Democracy has got such transparent election system that there's strong leadership who comes, who makes strong decisions. So again in Bhutan, it's strong leadership. When I go to Bhutan and I meet some of the government authorities, they tell me only one thing. If I meet His Majesty, that we are just looking at Nepal, what mistakes you made, so we don't have to repeat them. So they're learning from mistakes. But again, they have the natural resources, they've capitalized on the natural resources. Like Bhutan has got a population of 750,000 people.
Exactly.
But it sells 5,000 megawatt of power to India. Because that's 10 times more of Nepal. Because it's got leadership that makes decision for the prosperity of the country. Third, Maldives. Maldives for the last 30 years also had very, very stable government, strong leadership with former President Gayoom, and again now his half brother coming into power, Honorable Abdul Gayoom. So because of strong, stable leadership, direction, vision, countries are growing. Nepal has everything today, natural resources, potential, cross-border and opening neighbors as a market, and entrepreneurs who want to do something, as well as companies in the region who want to do something in Nepal. We have all the ingredients in place. Only thing we need is strong political leadership, and which is stable. So I am confident that that will happen. Even if it doesn't happen, we will carry on our process for at least economic growth.
Representing as a Maldives as a country, and you are the leader of this organization. You know, you're one of the top corporate company here in Nepal. हामीले नेपालको ग्रोथको लागि चाहिँ पोइन्ट आउट गरेर जस्तै यहाँले केही हिन्ट्सहरु एक्जाम्पल्सहरु त दिइसक्नु भएको छ तपाईले फ्युचर डेज जुन मालदिभ्सको अथवा अरु सार्क रिजनको अथवा अरु डेभलप कन्ट्रीजको एक्जाम्पलबाट अब हाम्रो पोजिसनिङ कता जाँदै छ भनेर के देख्नुहुन्छ?
I think that नेपालमा त्यो पोजिसनिङको the time for positioning has still not come. I think we will be too busy cleaning up the mess for the next 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
After 1 or 2 years happens, a lot of economic infrastructure, all those policies, activities will also start getting cleaned up. It is the next 10 years which will take us to develop a positioning for this country. So I think while we need to learn to position our country, categorize it, because we should be able to cater to a backpacker as well as to someone who spends $1,000.
Exactly.
I think those small activities are naturally starting, but to be able to, be sitting in the country's leadership position and then decide on the roadmap of the country, I think we still have some time to decide that.
सार्क को एजुकेशन को डेभलपमेन्ट को पार्टलाई हेर्दाखेरि मालदिभ्स र नेपालले एक्सचेन्जमा गर्न सक्ने केही पोसिबिलिटीहरु छ इन टर्म्स अफ
absolutely we have, like I said, that's the first priority. Maldives has done a tremendous job in terms of its hotels. For example, it has got about 150 resorts in various islands, all high-end resorts mostly. Nepal also thrives in tourism. Nepal can send its people to get trained in that level tourism in Maldives. Nepal has other faculty, other for education purposes only, like engineering or medicine,
technical kind,
which Maldives is going on suggesting, please give us more opportunities so that Maldivians can come here.
Mhm.
So we are trying to create an environment where more Maldivians come here to study,
Mhm.
become doctors in Nepalese hospital.
Mhm.
So I think that exchange can happen immediately,
Okay.
which
What-
also is happening on a natural level, but not
Okay.
through G2G.
Mhm.
So that G2G discussion, I think, like our SAARC summit, there it will help.
Okay. What will be other areas where Maldives really want to involve for the mutual benefit or for the development of country like Nepal?
I think number
see.
one would be joint tourism
Okay.
positioning.
Mhm.
And second one, being part of SAARC, there's a natural alliance in terms of
Mhm.
country to country relationship. Third is this education exchange is a very good
Mhm.
platform for both the countries to have.
सार्क समिट पनि नेपालमा हुन लागिरहेको अवस्था छ सार्क सेक्रेटेरिएट अफिस पनि काठमाडौँमै छ यहाँले अघि भन्नुभएको जस्तै अब नेपालले जुन सार्क समिट हुँदैछ त्यसको लागि प्ले गर्नुपर्ने रोल चाहिँ के हुनसक्छ तपाईँ विचारमा?
Today I feel that Nepal, because God has chosen Nepal to be between, let's say, tomorrow's superpower, India and China, Nepal must play a facilitator's role to tell India to treat its neighboring countries like its brothers, not like enemies. India has to take the neighboring countries along with itself. With Nepal, India's open door policies, Nepal can show the opportunities that exist to India in terms of helping it to get out of the downturn that we've had over the last 15-20 years. In the same way, Nepal can showcase countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bhutan, and make them as a living example of showing to the SAARC countries of how, because of leadership, because of political stability, because of economic prosperity, Nepal can also join the bandwagon. So I think Nepal can play a very important role in that. Nepal can play an important role that coming in from a war, it also can lead to economic prosperity. I think it can also get the next generation youth together. I think in the new SAARC summit, they should be able to focus on the next generation youth of the SAARC to come together to form one South Asia, one currency of South Asia, one airline of New South Asia, one channel of South Asia that shows cultures, history of all South Asian countries. Like EU, why not make it one South Asia?
That's a very good concept.
And Nepal can play a role in that.
Okay, finally, anything left that you want to highlight for our viewers?
No, I feel that Maldives, we have a lot to learn from countries of Maldives. I'm honored to be representing Maldives in Nepal. It's just been less than a year that I've become a honorary consul. I've met a lot of Maldivians in Nepal. They're happy. They're very happy-go-lucky people, but they're hardworking people. They see more and more opportunity that they want to invest in and grow their skills in terms of education. So I think the next SAARC summit, what Maldives wants in Nepal is very, very clear. And my objective is to make sure that Maldivian interest comes to Nepal, but also to protect Nepal's interest.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Info Plus.